One more to go, and Guardian gets them all! Surely there's no way FaZe can do this. They've got to be running to their doom. These scouts are going nuclear. Tarek has done so much damage, and Guardian's got to run away, but he can't. They don't get a single kill. He's very close to detonation. Olafmeister with the off angle, and it seems to be nothing that Cloud9 can do. And now it's just two left here for Cloud9. Things are looking stretched. Things are looking desperate.
If you want to keep up to date with the big esports occasions like this major final, Bleacher Report connects you to the stories, teams, athletes, and moments that matter in sports culture. Download the free Bleacher Report app now. And there indeed is the trophy. That's what they're playing for, and FaZe have got one hand on it. They've taken Mirage 16-14. I gotta be honest, guys, you know, we did say coming in that Cloud9 have this amazing record on Mirage. We all felt the same thing, that they had to win this map to get into this series. And things started out well. That tactical adjustment by Karrigan, guys. That's why FaZe is so good.
Yeah, I think it's not just the fact that FaZe managed to win Cloud9's map pick, it's how they managed to do so, right? Jason was talking about how Cloud9 potentially, if they win the first map, they can just ride the momentum on the second map. If they really focus on their individuals, try to brute force their way in into rounds, and here pretty much they got, here pretty much FaZe managed to do a comeback against them after being down in the first half, then in the second half after winning Pistol, losing to the Force buy. So it's been a very crushing loss for Cloud9 psychologically.
It seemed like FaZe actually was put on the back foot really early, obviously, by that huge score that Cloud9 ran. Part of it was it felt like their individuals hadn't quite shown up yet, like maybe not quite into the game, maybe not quite into the match, but you can see if you look at just the scores that we'll see later, the aggressive players for Cloud9 ended this game with a very bad kill death. Those were the guys trying to make the plays, and once FaZe kind of woke up, they were shutting all those individual plays down. They were shutting down that aggression from Cloud9. That's been their trademark to get here. And yeah, the passive players, Automatic, Rush, Skadoodle, they got their numbers, but you need guys like Stewie and Tarek to be able to have impact. That's the main crux of their strategy.
Yeah, and I think Cloud9 really struggled in the later half of the rounds, in the second half right there. They kept on finding themselves in weird situations where they had excellent timings on flanks, but they just wouldn't follow through with it at the right times. And then people like Rain stepped up big, Guardian stepped up big, Olaf stepped up big in those late rounds. And Cloud9 just had no one to match that.
Yeah, poor Stewie, right?
Yeah. and I was going to say, I mean, poor Skadoodle, we've talked about him, you know, how he's had poor performances in the past and has choked in big events and big games and big tournaments. Turns up in a big way for his team there, the most kills he's had in the last 23 maps. And all for nothing in the end because they don't take Mirage.
Started off super strong, was hitting some crazy shots, but yeah. I think the two players you need to point out the most are Olafmeister and Guardian. Those are the two guys who've been here before, who have played in a major grand final, and some of the rounds that they were winning, you know, in some 3v3 situations and so forth, they were really closing out some crucial rounds where, granted, you know, Stewie on the flank a little bit unlucky and so forth, but they seemed unfazed by the close score.
I mean, I would say as well, just to give him some attention, some love, was Rain. Like, he didn't have the multi-kills, he didn't close out rounds the same way that Guardian and Olaf did, but when you look at some of those entries, if you go back and watch this again, some of those entries he had coming through Connector, the one or even under the A,
on the ticket
booth, that like immediate one-tap headshot, sliding around, pre-firing the smoke, finding Stewie with an AWP on stairs. Those are critical kills that won't necessarily make it into highlight reels, but just that one kill that he keeps getting every single round in that same area of the map is so huge.
Oh, you're not wrong. And it's crazy to think as well, humble beginnings. Me and Henry were talking back in the green room. He used to go to Hellfragger events in Norway in Counter-Strike Source.
What are Hellfragger events?
You can Google it, my friends. It's incredible to think. Yeah, right. Okay, Yanko, you picked out one of the tactical elements there, one of the keys to victory.
Yeah, so definitely FaZe played great individually in that second half. Guardian and Olaf, Rain, the guys doing most of the heavy lifting, but there was also some very good tactical plays from FaZe. This is a round that they ran in the first gun round, basically, and they ran it again to get 2 match points. You can see immediately they all set up for the standard smokes pretty much. They are just waiting. They throw the smokes. They know that the incendiary is going to dissipate by the time they need to run out. So the standard smokes, but what's interesting here is the fact that they don't have anyone in apps, so they're using all of their players to push aggressively towards the bomb site, and also the timing. They're running out while the smokes are pretty much still flying. So by the time they get to connector, they're blooming. You see the incendiary here for bench in case someone wants to peek through it. Rain with great pre-fire onto the little gap on stairs, gets a kill onto Stewie. Tarek and Rush fall back because of the incendiary and the smoke. And that gives the complete bomb site to FaZe. They plant the bomb. You can see Nico already trying to go back. Automatic is on the flank, so he gets that kill. But all of Meister reacts, but by pushing closer towards stairs, getting crucial control there. And here is where Cloud9 is basically out of the round. They have the bomb planted for ramp and connector, control of connector. It's pretty much impossible for Cloud9 to retake just from CT and having automatic towards middle. So it shows you how FaZe really had an explosive playstyle, had good use of utility, and on top of that, you know, when you have the players they do, it just adds to it all.
So it was 16-14, it was close. It's FaZe who edged that first map. We've got Smix on the sidelines to see how both of the teams feel after that first map is in the books.
Thank you very much, Richard. I was able to catch Valens right after they finished that map on Mirage, and he conceded a lot of what you guys just talked about at the desk. He did say Mirage should have been their map. He said they just gave too much space on CT side. Some of the retakes and flanks didn't work out as planned, but mainly I was curious about the psychology and the sort of the mentality of the team after that loss, and curiously, he did say the team is still feeling really, really hyped. They acknowledge that this is the furthest they've gone so far. They're still feeling really confident. And when I asked how they planned on Overpass, knowing it's one of FaZe's best maps, Valen said he knew that's the map that Kerrigan would decide, so they have planned for it, and they're feeling confident headed into it.
Very interesting indeed. So they feel confident on Overpass. Sean, I'll get your quick react to that. Obviously, they have had time to prepare. We know that, and we know FaZe do like to play Overpass. What do you think of those statements?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to take fights to Rain in particular at the A-bomb site. We know how dominant he can be over there, and we just saw him have a phenomenal Mirage map just now. So they really have to somehow figure out a way how to shut Rain down on his CT side, and then on their T side, they need to keep up this aggression that they started with on Mirage.
Well, speaking of Rain, you're talking about shutting Rain down. Rain has been shutting down this crowd, and it echoes what he tweeted out before. He did say it was going to be one quiet crowd tomorrow. Obviously, the home crowd now really got to lift Cloud9 if they're going to get back into it. And it just shows you what an amazing polished player this guy is. Tweets something like this out, comes into the Lions' den and plays like that. And look at him, just laughing.
No reason not to be confident, right? They're coming into their own backyard, coming into Overpass, where Rain is the focal player for FaZe. And actually, the problem here for Cloud9 is they start on the CT side. What we've seen so far in this final is that FaZe is more comfortable playing the T side. And considering the players they have on the lineup, the way Guardian has been playing, it's going to be very difficult for Cloud9 to hold off FaZe early on Overpass.
Yeah, it will, and I think Skadoodle needs to have a big game with this AWP, especially on the CT side. It can be such an impactful weapon. But just altogether, this is a map that when FaZe is going to hit these bomb sites, Cloud9 has a lot of really cool flashbangs and plans. They have to slow those down, buy their players time. I mean, this is just one of those maps. They have to turn it around now. It's a very awkward situation. And
the crowd are doing their part, but we do need another X factor if Cloud9 are going to win on Overpass, and that's the X Factor presented by HyperX. And we've gone for Stewie 2K. You know, he's had a great major so far, but Mirage is his map. It's his playground. He's meant to be pushing through those smokes, aggressive, taking control, getting the kills. But you can see there, that's the fewest kills he's had over the last 9 maps.
Yeah, and Stewie actually had a really good tournament thus far. So this is very weird to see him crumble right here in that first map of the finals. But Overpass lends itself a little bit better to Stewie's aggression. So I like to see him, despite that bad first map, brush that off, be aggressive on CT Overpass, push the fountain like we saw him do against G2. So it's very important that he can brush that off.
Yep, Overpass, it's a map you can do it on. Aggression can really pay off.
Especially because Cloud9 likes to do super aggressive as teams to take map control early on and then kind of spread out from there instead of just starting out in a basic default. But the big thing I think Stewie ran into on Mirage was he had some impact. His damage was too low. I'm not too worried about the kills, but I think he just ran into what all, the typical, stereotypical entry fraggers run into, which is how do you still remain confident? How do you still have that mental fortitude to make the same plays when you're very obviously having a rough game, when you're very obviously missing some timings? We saw the frustration come out on him after a couple of rounds, after some of those flanks didn't work out. He has to still have the confidence to make the plays he wants to.
So guys, before we go to break, things are looking bleak for Cloud9. It is really an uphill battle now. Yanko, I don't need to ask you. I know you're sticking with your prediction. Sean, have you changed your mind?
No, I think Cloud9 can pull through on overpass. I know Stewie is very, very good at working the connector position. He likes to pre-Molotov and just run up very, very aggressively. He's one of the most aggressive players that I've played on overpass when he's on T side. So I'd like to see him bring that to FaZe and be really aggressive in the connector. And I think Cloud9 can take this.
Jason?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with mine as well.
Yes, he can! We're going to overtime! 1 versus 1, and that's more like it from Nico. Doesn't like to hold on to it yet. He's got time to play with, and 2 for 2, Smoke will do. It's FaZe to the final, and Guardian is an absolute god. Welcome back to the Boost Mobile casting desk and the grand finals. There they are on your screens. FaZe Clan stealing a map away from Cloud9, and now they go to their pick, which is Overpass. It's going to be a hard one for Cloud9 at this point.
It certainly is, but at the very least, Valens is a very hard worker. As the coach and analyst of Cloud9, I am certain that he's been doing his homework and that they'll be prepared for some of the shenanigans. But one thing that is very hard to be prepared for is just the individual level of this team and their individual playmaking potential. And Rain was highlighted before, and he is one of the key players on this map for FaZe. And we're going to go into that into more detail later, but the game is starting. Map 2, Cloud9 versus FaZe. Cloud9 down a map. And FaZe looking to close it on their home territory. And they'll start on the T side.
Russian Skadoodle towards the back of B. It looks like Nico's trying to get the pipe, and in the meantime, his teammates will come up to short position. Skadoodle gets some picks, Stewie quickly through the door, and Rush is still here, spamming away. The bomb's in a really weird exposed position, but the frags are coming in now for FaZe Clan. 2 versus 3, Tarek round the back, and that leaves Guardian alone. 1 versus 3, no sniper for him just yet, but he has got a Glock and some frags. Rotating towards A, but no! He'll get an arrow in the back, and Cloud9 get the start they needed on the CT side of Overpass.
And on the desk, they were talking about the importance of players like Stewie, and he went largely missing in that first map, and this is a great opportunity for him to get those anti-force biofrags, the eco frags, to play aggressively with SMGs, to play aggressively, generally speaking, against FaZe Clan early. And I think that's very important that Cloud9 once again assert themselves against their opponents very early on. FaZe, what they have to bring to bear in this round. Guardian saving for the AWP. That's just a deagle at the moment. Maybe he'll buy another deagle next round, but here is some of that aggression we've been talking about. Cloud9 not afraid.
Tag to Guardian. Karrigan, only his head is showing, so this is dangerous for Tarek, especially with an M4. The grenades continue to rain in, and so do the frags for Cloud9. No one lost in that second round. Exactly what they needed. After a tough loss in the first map, quick rounds like that, it's going to get them right back into things.
Yeah, absolutely. And we may see more aggression after that, just due to the fact that they'll be understanding that their opponents, they went to the force buy, they invested a lot of money, there should be a full Glock save. No bomb was planted, nothing like that. So they can keep the aggression up. And again, that's what Cloud9 want to be. They want to be in the throes of the aggression, putting the pace onto FaZe. And we'll see FaZe have nothing to offer here, just Glocks indeed. Tarek back at it again. The forward play, oh my god, dinked multiple times there against the Glocks. This actually looks a little bit scary. They'll be able to collect the M4, but again, they have no Kevlar to really work with.
Yeah, with all these UMPs, it's the M4 which goes so far forward. Would have faced loads of people, but now the SMGs are trying to clean up, and they may make more money, but can they make it a wholesome cleanup? 2 more people to find. Guardian with a Glock, so the M4 is on the floor, and I think Stewie's collected it. So crisis averted. Could have been much worse for FaZe. Got to ring the bell a few times to get a kill with a Glock in that situation. The Guardian does it, patiently trying to do more damage, but 2 kills is a lot more than FaZe could have expected in that round. Hey, get off your phone! It's grand finals, come on! That's what I'm talking about.
All right, so we have the AWP picked up by Guardian. And again, this is a great map for the snipers. Stewie getting the ult. This is what we love to see. Stewie's aggressive warping is a treat to witness. Let's hope that he has the sickness to bring behind that selection. And of course, he has a decent spawn to work with as well. So a fast Molotov there to prevent the CTs pushing Suez as FaZe take control of the map towards the positions around B. Guardian going quite forward for the peak. He wants that slight angle, that slither. And if it is shown, oh, he gets it through the wood.
Oh, that's disgusting from Guardian, and this is a first buy round from FaZe. That is a warning shot if ever I saw one. Doesn't matter if I can't see you, you're going to be dead anyway. All of mine taking big damage elsewhere. Automatic answering back. So that's 2 players spotted around the B bomb site. How much can Cloud9 really get from this? They don't have aggressive positions with the players that remain. Now, Rain is trying to establish what information they do have. Obviously, he doesn't know where these CTs are, wants to find out, but it is a precarious trip to take for Rain. One of the most dangerous people on Overpass in general. Definitely one to watch on GoTV.
And Cloud9 have some information here. They've got a peek into the Suez position, so they'll be fairly confident that the rotation's coming in from FaZe, but they need to confirm that information. They don't know about connector, so there's always a fast double back opportunity for FaZe. So that's why they're not pulling everybody towards the A site. Now we'll be trying to make a play here. Stewie the smoke criminal. Is he?
Oh my God!
Where did that come from?
Skadoodle, what are you doing? And that might be the information that Cloud9 need. There's a rotation coming from Tarek, so there will be 3 people on the A bomb site. 20 seconds remain, and Stewie's still in that forward position. Even if FaZe get kills, how do they get the bomb down in this situation? Skadoodle, he's just running distraction now. He's being baiting, but Stewie's being looked for, and there is the bomb lost. Stewie just needs to hide now. There's 8 seconds on the clock. Doesn't need to face there. There's surely no way FaZe get anywhere near this bomb. Taken down one by one. Olaf Meister running away, trying to save the sniper rifle. That is a huge buy round for Cloud9.
That shot from Skadoodle, that really made things a bit awkward there for FaZe. They had to pull a trick on the push in a very desperate manner after that. Ooh. Oh my.
Oh,
that is so
that is
incredible.
dirty. We are not at the watershed yet, Skadoodle, please. Second sniper rifle now on automatic. Currently 6-0 is automatic, 4-0 Cloud9. But again, they had a good start in the last map, and it wasn't enough. Guardian has an AWP. This is a dangerous round for Cloud9.
It is very, very dangerous. Eagle there for Rain, CZ. P250 is Digo for Nico, no less. Cloud9 just have to rely on their setups again. They have these inherent advantages to play with. What they're doing at the moment. They know the AWP is out there for Guardian. There's no utility for FaZe. They can't really burst into bomb sites with flashes and smokes. Cloud9 playing discipline, doing what they must, playing as they should. FaZe realize they have to start making a move, and see Rain, he knows these positions very well, perhaps better than anyone else. He's going to be trying to wallbang all of them. Skadoodle now, maneuvering around, trying to find opponents, but FaZe are looking to set up the push now.
1 minute mark for FaZe Clan. Not going to make it easy for Cloud9. FaZe would love to win this major in 2. Flash at the front of the site. Cloud9 still buying time. FaZe, the numbers game has got to come into play soon. Guardian looking for a really fast peak. He's just waiting for that entry. Spots Stewie, but no connections yet by either side. 30 seconds, and FaZe still, they want to make the best use of every edge they can find. They want to exploit any gap, any mistake. Cloud9 no longer peak. They're inviting them to the site. There's Skadoodle with the first shot. Stewie quick for a second. The spray down, the garden hose. All the weeds are dead. 5 rounds for Cloud9. But FaZe are coming back with maximum loss bonus.
Great round there from Cloud9, holding their nerve. And again, it was exactly how they should have played it, very passive. You don't want to potentially give up a peek to Guardian. You have no idea on the map where he can be, and it worked out wonderfully for Cloud9. But now they need to do it again against the weaponry of FaZe. We actually see Olaf Meister picking up a Mag 10. That's actually awesome to see, as he will be able to play very forward positions. He has a lot of speed with that gun, good running accuracy. He can create space for his riflers. And they look to take a fast round perhaps into the B bomb site. As soon as these counter grenades, the initial ones, go away from Cloud9.
There is the short B possession. Are we going to continue with the fast plays? Guardian has been taken out very quickly. I don't know if he was carrying the bomb, but if he was, then that is a lot of information for Cloud9. The A players are passive, which means they can rotate quickly. Automatic looking for more jump peeking. Got to be careful though, because if he jumps off the sandbags, you can see there are guns trained on that position. FaZe looked like they wanted to go for a fast play like they were doing on Mirage. They were very successful with that. Here come the Molotovs, the grenades, the smokes. Automatic spots one player. Down they go. Tarek just waiting for the push. And Cloud9 are all over this round once again. Almost no damage by FaZe Clan. Still a clean sheet for Cloud9.
Really big holes from Cloud9 so far, and it's very encouraging to see them able to do this when they are up against some of FaZe Clan's buy rounds. And these passive approaches have so far been working out, but that's the mind games now that Cloud9 can afford to play against FaZe. They could start to throw in some aggressions. There could be a Suez take, there could be play into connector. Maybe they'll go aggressive A-long, maybe they'll go aggressive towards the fountain position. They have all these options open and available to them to try and get the first frag and start to set a FaZe in a very bad position and make them scramble. FaZe are really up against it at the moment.
Nico looks slightly frustrated at the moment. And this FaZe Clan roster may feel like they have so much to prove. Olaf Meister leaving Fnatic. Guardian leaving Na'Vi. Rain has been on this team since the beginning. Since the absolute beginning of this team. Karrigan leaving Astralis. Tarek as well, he's got a lot to prove, and he's trying to do so. Relentless aggression, doesn't matter what the situation. Oh, that's dirty, but it is from Stewie 2K, and Tarek finishes things off. He's popping off.
And that's exactly the kind of round I was talking about, that very quick aggression. It can come from anywhere. You have no idea when you're on the T side, but really, really fast timing here from Tarek. Absolutely nails the execution of this. So confident of Cloud9 right now. They look amazing, but we saw this on Mirage. They must hold on to this. They need to keep squeezing and strangling FaZe out of this game. Do not give them a single chance. It's the only way to beat them.
We've got a short B push from the CT side, avoiding the flashbang. Tarek is everywhere, but Nico gets the kill this time. And that's an early man down for Cloud9. This didn't bode well in the previous map when they lost a man early. He looked good for it, Tarek, but look at the people they're playing against. Look at the skill, the talent on FaZe Clan. If anyone's up for a challenge, it is these 5 players. Be it an AK, be it an AWP. Ever dangerous team. Skidoo playing an unusual angle. Ooh. And the leg is there. Now, he wanted to go for a jumping HE grenade. He wanted to throw it down, but he did not want to give Guardian the opportunity, respecting the skill. In the meantime, olofmeister sees players towards long and starts to move in towards toilets, and Skidoo could get caught off guard here.
Goes, and there he is, very dead on the floor. 2 left now for Cloud9. It's looking quite bad for them in this round, but they have a great economy at the very least. Automatic trying in desperation, flick there. olofmeister, what on earth are you doing? Going straight through the smoke, that is bravery. But is it too bold? Will it cost them? Maybe it will. Automatic will have that opportunity, and he will make it count. 2 more players to go, as there's 1 more left here, besides Automatic to make plays. Rush, where on earth is he? FaZe do not know currently. And Rush has time. Automatic is taking all the attention away. Oh, here it goes. Rush able to find Rain. Now they know where the last player is. Guardian has to hit the shots here as he turns the corner. The grenades are in, and that's going to be that. Do not give this man a chance.
Kobe!
olofmeister will be ruining that push for quite some time.
8-0. When will there be a round for FaZe Clan? Look at this situation, olofmeister. He must have thought they were saving. He thought they have to save, they have to run away, but Automatic didn't even have time. He had to stand his ground, and then he ran through the smoke. They had no idea he was through the smoke. Guardian blasted into oblivion. The gates have fallen off, and Cloud9 are deep in the defensive of FaZe Clan at the moment. 8-0.
That was such an insane round to win. I mean, the economy for them is so incredibly strong anyway, that they can definitely take losses. Automatic's on 15K after the buy in this round. That's unbelievable. Everyone's 10K or more. It's crazy. This is a very bad look for FaZe Clan. They're going to be lucky to even get 3 or 4 rounds at this point. That's kind of how this is shaping up. But
FaZe Clan can always turn it around at any point. That's the
saw it
problem.
on map 1, right?
We've seen them in horrible situations, but they can always bring it back. This could easily end up being a 7-8 round as far as they're concerned. Oh, Stewie, again, the respect. Any other team, and maybe he holds his ground there, but Guardian is so dangerous. He proved it on the previous map. Cloud9 with just enough respect not to make a mistake. Don't want to give up that early frag for no reason. And that's great. It shows presence of mind from Cloud9. Skidoo with a great angle, allows him to see players from connector, but also out of the toilets, but he'll have to fall back. And we see Stewie's in a forward position as usual, not afraid to play his game. A minute 15 for FaZe Clan. And they're trying, they would expect the CT to be forced back by now. Stewie with multiple targets, doesn't know who to find, and he'll leave Karrigan on 6 HP.
Very forward position from Skidoo. It's a risky one, but he's confident. We've seen what he can do so far. And getting information is also very important. That's another reason why aggression can be so powerful on the CT side, although it is with its own risks. And this is important. Skidoo will spot that there's nothing really forward happening here, and FaZe are making a rotation back through connector towards B. And right now there's only 1 man. There is Rush, only with a single flashbang. He does have some support from Heaven, but this is going to be a hard hold against the 4 or 5 players of FaZe.
Yep, there was a smoke on Skadoodle, but he won't have an opportunity to throw it now. Automatics exposed and taken down. The trades continue 2-on-2. The bomb hasn't been planted just yet, and the CTs, they know they're not in an advantageous situation. Boost is coming, and will it come in time? Guardian expecting it. They know where Skadoodle is now. So how does he get away with this? Can he find the wallbang on Olofmeister? He's only 11 HP. Oh, that was so close. But now Olofmeister backs off. He has time on the cooldown of the AWP. Surely this is impossible for Skadoodle. He doesn't realize that one person is not on the site, so it gets even worse for him. 3 bullets left and 2 targets. He can't spam anymore. He has to hit the mark. Pulling a knife out, trying to reposition. Olofmeister on the high ground. Down he goes, but Guardian through the fence. First round on the board for FaZe Clan.
It's kind of disgusting the things that Guardian has to do to win some of these rounds. This Cloud9 is just something else. I've never seen anything like this from them.
Look at that. They started 8-1 on Mirage and lost 16-14. It is 8-1 on Overpass. Automatic has $16,000. So I think Cloud9 are in a better situation now than they were previously. Looks like someone is feeling the pressure, but someone who isn't is Guardian. Disgusting shots from him. But look how much was needed just to get 1 round on the board.
Absolutely, and they also had a man advantage going into the site push. It is one of the bomb sites that is the easiest, well, of the 2 bomb sites, it is the easier one to retake. A is very hard to retake, so typically if the CT side is down a man, doesn't sort of know what to do, they will sack 3 players towards the A side, which is harder to hold.
Look how crap their buy is. Look at FaZe Clan's buy, a Galil, a UMP, a Mac-10, after winning 1 round when they know Cloud9 have been losing money by winning rounds. This is a problem for FaZe Clan. They've got the talent, but they don't necessarily have the guns. Rain looking for those close quarters engagements with the Mac-10. Cloud9 has been aggressive, but this time they will stay deep. 3 in the B bomb site. 2 around A. Skadoodle in a position where he can retreat. He's got Stewie keeping an eye on things towards the long position. Stewie is the rifle support for Skadoodle's sniper here on Overpass.
And this is always a dangerous factor about this map. It can be difficult to play the CT side because there's so many potential blind spots. It almost feels like you want a 6th player to cover everything. There is some pressure felt by Stewie. He's going to call the smoke of his teammates. They do have eyes on Suez as well, so they're likely wanting to rotate the 3rd man there, and they have. They've got extra support. Tarek's now made his way into the sites. Skadoodle still holding a passive angle there in the bathrooms as the push commences, and Tarek is forced to go for the duel. The trades are there though, but it's even for both teams. Skadoodle has to fight his way out with the CZ. He's going to be able to do it seems, but still more damage to be done. Picks up the orb there, draws it, tries to find a shot. Still very difficult to make it work. The tag's in though, as Skadoodle tries to hold the position, but now he is the only man that stands against Rain. And Rain has the truck to play with. But 20 seconds to go for the plant. He knows he can go for the other side.
Oh no!
Oh! He sinks it!
Some revenge there for FaZe Clan. Skadoodle had 4 bullets in the CZ, but only 1 person survives for FaZe. That was a terrible buy. They managed to get close quarters. They managed to get kills with the Mac-10. Skadoodle ran to his doom. He never knew what was coming. He died too young, Dad.
That he did, but it was an extraordinary effort to even stay alive for as long as he did in the bathrooms.
It almost sounds like Rain has indeed silenced the crowd. I don't think he can hear you with that one. FaZe Clan and Cloud9 back on the buy once again. UMP continues with Karrigan, Guardian on the Galil. Now here are those fast plays from FaZe Clan. Taking map control really quickly is very unnatural, unusual to get so forward on a full buy on a map such as this. So can they keep Cloud9 surprised? Skadoodle spotting the information. He gets the leg, this time only the USP. Can he fix Karrigan? He can, but moves into more guns.
It'll be a tough hold here. A wall of smokes to block Stewie, but he is the smoke criminal. Perhaps he'll look to go for the push. Oh, the spray's going to find a lot of damage, and it's Molotov as well doing immense work. Automatic waiting for the smoke to go away. They're darting into Stewie's line of sight, and that is not something you can expect to achieve success with, as Nico now is the last man standing. It looks so promising. The Cloud9 have been very good at defending these set pieces from FaZe. Their passive play has been just as strong as their aggressive play on the CT side.
Nico dialing for help. but call not completed. Everybody is dead. 38 seconds, and I do wonder if he's resigned himself to trying to save, or what he can really try to do in this situation. They have bled the money of Cloud9, so we can try and do some damage here, but that won't work out for him either. 9-2 for Cloud9.
Now, when are FaZe going to wake up? That's the question. Or is Cloud9 simply just too overwhelming?
He was in the smoke. That's really unlucky. Them toenails, man. He's got to cut them toenails.
That's what Stewie does. He lives in the smoke. He is a smoke criminal. And we're starting to see some of his deviance there. Now, as it stands 9-2 and FaZe take the timeout, it will be on Eco in this round regardless, but they need to start to put together the pieces, see where things are really going wrong, and that's likely one of the things they'll be talking about, some of the options, some of the plays and approaches that need to be discussed to find some success here for them, because right now it definitely looks like getting that momentum is very difficult. I mean, it's a stark difference. We saw the 8-1 situation with Cloud9, much like map 1, but the difference was the sheer dominance, and you can see it with all the money that is constantly in the bank for Cloud9.
Even at 2-9, Guardian still saving for the AWP. That's how desperate a situation is. He's got 13 kills at the moment. The next closest person to him on his team has 3. I told you. Finish Guardian, finish FaZe. That's what it seems to be here on Overpass. Moving up the long position with the bomb, 4 players. How quickly will they spot this? They're getting to that corner wall. Stewie, I think, is jump peeking, but can he find the information? Oh, the creep. Karrigan may pick up an AWP here. Oh, Skadoodle is surely going to get caught off guard! Yes, he is. Now there are huge problems. The numbers advantage. They are all over the A site. This is not an easy retake for Cloud9.
It's going to be so hard to find a way back in. These choke points have been constricted with these smoke grenades. I try to go for a cheeky boost, but it might be quite predictable. But there's still smokes all over the place. They do find the play. Olofmeister will shut it down as Tarek hits the ground hard. Rush now looking for another player to challenge. There's Olofmeister, but this looks quite impossible here for Cloud9. They're going to have to back away, but Guardian will not allow them to run. No prisoners, no survivors.
This is insane. That has absolutely, well, that round was decimated for Cloud9. That's not a round you're supposed to win. That's a round where you're supposed to do some damage and plant the bomb if you're very lucky. But again, playing the same strategy, and you do wonder if Cloud9 lost track of FaZe's situation. Skadoodle was in a forward position, he was on his own, and they got past him. They got past him, lost to AWP, smoked off the site, and then you're just in absolute ruins. FaZe clan, maybe the door has been opened for them. They can still get 6 rounds out of this half. They can go nuclear at any point. It's not over until it's over. The map's not won until it's won, and Cloud9 have to remember that.
It's definitely impressive to see that they've kept Nico on 1 frag. I mean, how often are you going to get this deep into a match on the first half and just see him having such a struggle? 1 and 11. That's actually just insane. Now, FaZe looking to build on what they've done so far. And a quick take of Suez, Nico leads the way. They go for a fast pick, or will they just try to sit in the Suez position? Occupied presence, make some noise, get some information. Cloud9, they've been playing so well passively, sitting on the bomb sites, that they may not decide to go aggressive and make an information play. FaZe may have to force the issue into a bomb site.
For the time being, Cloud9 should have a good read as to the likelihood of the B bomb site. Guardian taken down in a short position by Automatic. And I was going to say, because of Stewie's position in the toilets, he can have a quick look towards long, and he can also get a diagonal look towards connector, so he can keep an eye on players moving past. As you can see, Skadoodle can communicate that information now. Automatic picking off Nico, so they're getting picked off 1 by 1. And there's Stewie, there's his position coming into play, and now Skadoodle can just run around. He can just dance for these players. If they try to hunt Skadoodle, they are exposed to the site. That is a huge problem.
It is a very, very big problem. And now they're trying to get their way into the site, but it's just Rain now that's left. 32 health for him, getting whittled down, picked apart, piece by piece, until there's nothing left. Cloud9, 10 rounds. FaZe still stuck in the doldrums on 3.
That's so important for Cloud9, not because of the reset, just for the psyche. After losing a basically stupid round, to come back like that in devastating fashion is fantastic. A jumping Nico taken out of the sky like a clay pigeon. Automatic, not a fan of animals. 2 rounds remain in this first half, and FaZe have to force it up. They can't eco for AWPs anymore. Even Guardian's on the force fight. Full grenades and a P250 for him. Will it be a fast play towards B? Rain sliding into the corner. Will he slide into the pipe? Flames, smoke grenades, flashbangs, charging in now. Rush waiting for him, but he can't find the frag. Tarek only gets 1.
Good training coming in from both teams. There is automatic. He's been very good so far, looking to hold things down here, prevent the T's from taking forward positions. Great nade sailing in, Guardian down to 25. Stewie looking to finish off his work, but Guardian's quick out the position. FaZe is scrambled to find themselves a post-plant position to work from Kerrigan, doing damage here from the water, but shut down. The trades continue.
There are 2 smokes for the CT side. If they can get them down, then it may force FaZe Clan's hand if they can touch that bomb. Olafmeister repositioning to the monster position. Guardian still only got a P250 to fight with, but he's baiting, but it won't work out. Cloud9 get round 11. The plant's not enough for FaZe Clan. 3 rounds on the board. Nothing working for FaZe apart from a random eco push. Automatic has been delivering so many kills with the AWP, taking some of the shine away from Guardian, who's been the only person shining for FaZe on this half, and it has not been anywhere near enough.
And I really love the dynamic that Cloud9 have working for themselves around the A site. You know, if Stewie gets to spawn, much like now, he can go for an aggressive play with an AWP or a rifle, and that will happen every so often, but it's very hard to predict. And then you just leave Skadoodle there to play passively, very intelligently, outsmarting players, getting information, playing slightly forward, but never really putting a foot wrong. It's quite a beautiful thing to watch how Cloud9 have been playing the CT side so far. And we can see that FaZe have been unable to find a way to penetrate their defense.
Cloud9 changed their defense as well. Skadoodle taking Rain out. No one in position to do anything about that, and they're just like, oh, Skadoodle's there. No, let's just go towards the B-bomb site. Let's hope for the best. Let's pray to whatever the CS gods are. Pray to Gaben. Pray to whoever you like. Pray for a 4th round for FaZe Clan if you are a fan. Smoke heading towards the balcony. Pistol, an SMG, and 2 rifles. Cloud9 lie in wait, bouncing off the pillar. It's not going to be enough. Nico on his own, 1 versus 3. Got to pick up the bomb. Minute on the clock. Cloud9 slowly repositioning. 1 player on the low grounders already. That's Stewie2K. Nico has to take some risks. Angle simply being held. There's the first one. You know what this man can do. Again, they can go nuclear at any point. Some shoulder peeks. Trying to find out where these players are. Are Cloud9 in a position to trade? 1 on the AWP. Skadoodle has a superior angle. You can see on Nico's face, he's not happy with this. He is frustrated. This is not what FaZe Clan, the situation they should be in. This is not it. It should be the other way around. This is their pick. He's fighting for a 4th round. No one's giving up to him. 20 seconds. He's running out of time. He's trying to play Cloud9 at their own game. And now the pressure comes in from Cloud9. The Molotov, they're slowly pushing. He commits to the bomb plant. And they start to move in. The AWP, the rifle. One tap from Nico, but he can't find the 3rd. Skadoodle, who else to do it? Defusing the bomb, keeping Cloud9 in this match.
That was almost from Nico, one of the biggest plays in the tournament. 1 frag away from an ace. 1 misplaced bullet. Can't imagine the tension he's under. And still he makes it look so good, even though he couldn't find it all the way. But Automatic has been so stable, the anchor with the AWP. An absolute rock of the B-bomb site. And this has been a problem for FaZe, because either you're running into Automatic, who does not waver so far, or you're running into the likes of Skadoodle and Stewie on the A side of the map, and neither portion of the map seems solved so far by FaZe.
Nico had an out-of-body experience at the end of that round. 3-12. When Overpass first came out, before all the changes, before people knew how to play the map, this is the kind of score you would see all the time. Cloud9 say that you can have Mirage. You can have Mirage, because we're coming for Overpass. No timeouts remaining for FaZe. No break, no relief, nothing but pressure.
FaZe, it goes without saying that the pistol round is a must for them to have any kind of a chance. Without that pistol round, we're going to see a lot of forced buys, a lot of awkward situations. Cloud9 has set themselves up for a very surprising victory on enemy territory. But it's not done just yet. As you say, James, they can never forget the caliber of players that they're up against in this grand final. The team that is most certainly the favorites.
Now FaZe are at the mercy of their opponent, and they may have to beg for mercy if this continues like the first half did. On the CT side, the defensive side, Karrigan with a smoke and a defuse kit. 2 plays with grenades to Cloud9. Look at the timing, absolutely perfect, but look at Rain! This is his map after all, and he is not done with Overpass. 3 headshots from Rain. Whatever plans Cloud9 had for this pistol, they've been torn up and thrown in the trash.
Wow, that is a big result. And now you can see Cloud9 sort of stuck in their positions, trying to work out, okay, what do we have? What do we have to work with? How do we somehow find a way out of this situation? Rain is hungry, though. He's not sated with 3. He's looking for 4 and 5. He'll be denied for the time being, but there's 4 more where that came from. They're currently holding positions. Perhaps they were egging him on to go for the ace. It's hard to say, but Rush now trying to check everything. Do have a smoke and a flash on Skadoodle to try to work with, but it's just going to come down to the headshots, as it always does on a pistol round.
The problem with this situation is they're spending so much time trying to find one person. There are 4 remaining that it's going to be, if they get anywhere near a bomb site, it's going to be really hard to try and get the bomb down because they're using up so much of their time. 1 step made, and now olofmeister has a superior angle, but he can't find the headshot. Now there's 1 person in B. They need to move quickly. 30 seconds is not a lot when you're 2 versus 3. Smokes down on the side. Will they commit to a plant? Bullets flying in. They have no idea where from, no idea if there are more people towards B. Got to check if there's any trade fraggers. And in the meantime, the CTs are creeping in. Nico on the site, can't find the mark, shooting over the head. The bomb gets planted, flying through the smoke. And there is Rush, 1 versus 2 now. Can he really do this from a 2 versus 5? Guardian creeping in. He sees him. He's trying to use a pillar, but he can't do it. FaZe Clan win what might have been inevitable thanks to Rain's 3K earlier on.
But that was way too difficult. They sustained losses, and okay, sure, that's not important. It would have felt great, sure, if it was a clean round. But really what matters is that somehow Cloud9 were able to find a bomb plant. That is really the critical thing here that FaZe give up. Like, no one really cares that they lost 3 players, but that bomb going down for Cloud9 means that Cloud9 can keep the pressure up. And that is exactly what they want to do.
Ooh, we've got the Sergeant Dokes. It's surprise time for FaZe Clan.
The scary situation for the likes of FaZe. FaZe, it's hard for them to know exactly what the round is going to look like because sometimes you can throw aggression on this round, or you can take the very safe option, having a big buffer of rounds, as Cloud9 do, and instead you wait 1 round, then you have full AKs, full nades, and you are likely in a situation where you have superiority of firepower in that round. So Cloud9, despite losing that first round, with the bomb plant, they get a lot of really good options.
As bad as the first half was for FaZe Clan, really, considering how skilled this team are, you have to put that in the back of your mind now because it's not really relevant to them playing the CT side. They could easily have an enormously explosive performance on this half. Guardian has many of the angled advantages now. Rain already looking comfortable around the toilets on the pistol round, and now he has a rifle. Cloud9 on the force buy, 2 AKs. olofmeister spotting some players, but again, these rifles may be a surprise for the FaZe Clan. And the Cloud9 haven't committed to the side. They're just taking their initial map control. You do wonder if FaZe may go for a pop flash play, not expecting rifles to be in play. Anything could happen in the coming seconds.
Very big moment. Stewie looking to use the element surprise! There we go! Nico's down and out, and they'll go in a torrent of bullets. As now Cloud9, they almost have the site. They've got it. There's just 1 player left. It's Rain in the 1v2 as he tries to cycle in from heaven. It's going to be a very tough one from him. And the bomb still has not gone down just yet. Rain looking to do it, but shut down by the Cloud9 side. And it has all gone to plan for the North Americans.
Just how close are we to a 3rd map? How close are we to a 3rd map? 13-4. FaZe Clan put in force by territory. A scout, CZs. Cloud9 with a masterclass, a nasty surprise on Overpass again. It's been so clear throughout this tournament that they have really studied, really paid attention to their opponents, to making their own surprises, to different approaches to very common things, like the smokes on Mirage, for example. Now we're on overpass. FaZe Clan, desperate situation. Karrigan deep in long on his own with the scout, trying to reset the situation. He needs to get those tags in like Tarek did in Mirage, so the rest of his team can capitalize. And again, we look to Cloud9 for the anti-force buy strat. See how they come out. Karrigan peeks again, doesn't land a shot.
We're waiting for it. You have to be so cautious in rounds like these. And Cloud9, we saw the discipline from them before, but it's not going to matter in the face of Guardian with the CZ. Gets himself two. That's 2 guns as well to be collected now for FaZe. As it starts to get desperate, and a play must be made, and Automatic is the man to do it. He's looking to find something here. If he can just get into position, get the element of surprise working his way. It's a good chance here. Olofmeister darting around the site. Automatic hears him. Can he get the frag? Olofmeister getting the dink onto Stewie. Things getting very stretched right now for both teams as we go back to a 3v3.
Cloud9 have taken too much damage. FaZe Clan are well equipped to go for this now. Automatic spotting a player by Graffiti, but he won't make anything. Rain's the one doing the spraying. And now it's down to Skadoodle. He sees the trajectory. He needs to escape down towards short. He knows where these players were. He saw where that grenade came from. His teammates can tell him as well. He has 30 HP. He's got no grenades. He's holding a tight angle. Guardian is so red. Not expecting it. Skadoodle, there's one more to find. Skadoodle's got nuclear. 4 kills for him. And he's brought him 1 round closer to the 3rd map. Nerves of steel. The silent assassin.
With the AWP, yes. But with the AK, with the rifle, that's where we see the clutch. Unreal scenes here in this grand finals. Unbelievable performances.
And we're back with another force buy for FaZe Clan. Double scouts this time. Rain down to 1 HP, but he lands a tag onto Tarek. FaZe need more of that. They need a lot more of that. Karrigan's gone to a forward position towards A in the meantime. We've got more fights. Automatic down 17. That might be Nico on an AK. Is he brave enough to go for it? Stewie's waiting for him to try and rescue that weapon, but Nico knows it isn't necessarily safe. Karrigan rotating back towards the A site. Nico taken out. Cloud9 trying to fight for their game point now. Spotting 1 player on the high ground. Rain with 1 HP and a scout is still very dangerous.
Random bullet for the smoke there from Skadoodle. That is a gift from the gods, giving them the advantage on the men. But Guardian always going to spot 1, but he has to dodge back into the water, can't capitalize. It's Tarek instead with the forward push to find 1. Guardian still lurks, and they know where he is. He's not really in the best position, and when he goes down, if he goes down, considering that these players for Cloud9 are very weak, and they're treating it with caution. It's just Rain left now. He's got 1 HP. Put himself a scout, of course, but he can't find the connection that he needs. This round should surely go to Cloud9, and it will. That is it. Map point now for Cloud9. They have looked indomitable on Overpass.
It's a tremendous performance from Cloud9 so far on Overpass. And it was really good on Mirage as well, despite the map going to FaZe Clan. 1 round away from Inferno. Karrigan on the Mag 7, WMPs, pistols for FaZe Clan. These aren't the kind of rounds you can prepare for. This is desperation.
You can see how messy FaZe have made it for Cloud9. It's been very scrappy. Some of these rounds can go either way, despite how ill-equipped FaZe have been. Again, with their backs against the wall. Cloud9 looking to close it down in this round. Seen a much better game out of Stewie. He's come alive in this one, doing his jobs very well.
Olofmeister's going for push towards short B position. There's a flashbang for him there, and it works out. Karrigan with the Mag 7, good for 1 kill. But those guns won't be retrieved for the time being. Surely they don't check Rain's position. Is he good for 2? He is! This is not over yet for FaZe Clan. They want round number 5, and it's down to Skadoodle once more. Rain will hear the running. Olofmeister's moving just in case he rotates. Olofmeister through the connector position. Rain would have heard Skadoodle running around, so they know where he is. He's got 40 seconds to try and take down as many as possible. He's got to die on his sword in this round, surely. 35 seconds, another sound cue given away, and now he's surrounded by 2 players, and they're not giving up the angles. Nico through the corner of the smoke, but Skadoodle ready for it, down to 5 HP, but they're alive. FaZe Clan are still in this, and they've picked up 3 AK-47s.
FaZe still in it. Indeed, it's a very long slog to get their way back. I mean, 10 in a row is what they're asked of. That is something very, very ridiculous to try to ask of a team in a situation like this, but it's the kind of thing you need to be able to accomplish if you want to call yourself the champions of a tournament like this. A major finals. We've got Deagles out here now for Cloud9. They've picked up a couple pieces of Kevlar as well to work with, a single flashbang on Tarek, so very little to work with. Rain, ooh, that's a very nice grenade there. Money grenade, that's going to chip away at Stewie and Tarek. Cloud9 continue to try to find their way forward. Cloud9 put on a masterclass as to how to play against these kinds of buys on their CT side. Automatic, he's been somewhat of an X-factor in this matchup. Oh, smoked off and fragged out. Goodbye, good night, Automatic.
As bad as this looks, I'm never convinced that FaZe are going to lose a map until they've actually lost it. 3 players. Oh, come on! Come on, guys! 3 players on AK-47s for FaZe Clan. That is not good if you're a Cloud9 fan in any round. Cloud9 trying to take some of these AKs away. Tarek fishing, but nothing on the hook for the time being. We reached the 45-second mark, and those AKs are starting to pop off. Rain doing what he does on overpass. Will there be a single man taken out for FaZe Clan? Tarek doing what he can, answering back to the wallbangs. No one pushing. FaZe Clan, while content, they don't want to give anything up. They don't have the money to. Tarek's only got a deagle, and there is the flank. Finally, from Olaf Meister, round number 6 for FaZe.
It's all about the grind for them. And just getting rounds, even if they end up losing this map. Just getting rounds together, getting some action, getting some of their game plans together, and that is going to mean a lot for them going into another map. Because otherwise, if it just ends now, they're going to feel like they were completely crushed because they have been by Cloud9. And it's not a place you want to find yourself mentally going into the next map. So there's a lot of value in the grind here for FaZe, and that's exactly what they intend to do. Now they have the full buy to work with at the very least, although there is 0 margin of error.
Quick play to short B from Cloud9, playing with no fear. Looking for the jump peaks now for the CT side, from the CT side, who start with 3 in the B bomb site. As smoke grenade can be vulnerable to flashbangs over the top, which is why you see a CT playing around the corner of it. There is an alternative one which lands on this side where Skadoodle is facing. And now they can re-smoke it and make it deeper. So if Cloud9 were to push through this, they'd be running through that smoke blind. They'd be in a literal funnel, and they would probably get wrecked. So Cloud9, if they want to go B, they'll have to play the clock.
Indeed, the clock is being played. The train moves overhead. It can be annoying sometimes. It's very loud, can obscure some sounds. Keep there from Olaf Meister to get information with the pop flash from his teammate. Sees nothing so far. Automatic obscured, as are the 2 teammates and the bomb that surrounds Automatic. They, of course, do have Suez control, and FaZe don't want to push the A side of the map at all, so they're playing in the dark, as Cloud9 did on their CT rounds. Let's see if it goes as well for them as it did Cloud9. It's a good start here from Olaf Meister. Gets himself 3 kills off the spray. And Nico is ready. He wants a piece as well. The last 2 players are coming in from short, and it's going to be a hell of a job to get through this choke point with Nico and Olaf Meister, and in fact the entire team to deal with. The flanks coming. There's no time for Cloud9 in this round. That is what FaZe needed. A clean one on the board.
4 AKs on FaZe Clan now. Cloud9 only needed 1 round, but they're facing 4 riflers with AKs and Guardian with an AWP. This bad situation for FaZe Clan, they could not be better equipped for it at the moment. Tactical timeout from Cloud9. They need 1 round. They tried to play the clock there, didn't quite have the presence towards the A site. There wasn't a massive stack from FaZe towards B, but again, the timing of the smoke was great. We explained it. They went through the funnel, and they were swallowed whole by Olaf Meister. Pistol round from Cloud9. And they can continue. This round can also be essentially a tactical timeout for Cloud9.
Back into it we go. There's a lot of options for Cloud9. They have such an advantage, such a lead, but you never want to get complacent and be too sort of crazy with the stuff that you try, because once FaZe get to 10, Cloud9 are going to be starting to wonder, hang on, they're getting a bit close now. Once FaZe get to 12, it starts to get a little bit desperate. So, see Guardian going for the fast peek here. He's only against pistols, but he may be dead, and he is. No way away from the pistols.
You wonder now if this could potentially be the equivalent of the rounds we saw in the previous map where the Eco somehow won the round. We've got Rain getting taken down and Stewie's on the AWP. Karrigan has to do more than that, and he will. Rush taken down. Every round is crucial for FaZe Clan, playing against Matt Point. AWP on the floor for the time being. The last two Cloud9 players just with pistols. But this is scary. The bomb, I think, is still in control for Cloud9. And with only 3 people alive for FaZe, they can only do so much. They have to concede map control in other places. And if Nico didn't close the door behind him, he could get flanked by Automatic.
I have to say, I really liked... Oh, that's a nice one from Tarek. Still trying to make this a bit scary for FaZe, do some more damage to them, but he will go down. And I have to say that I love Karrigan's play. It looks very scary, and he had 2 options. He could try to go forward and do a 1v2 basically, which is what he decided to do. We're going to see it here. Or he could have fallen back to safety with his teammates. And if he did that, then they would be running around with an AWP and with 2 extra players, and it would have been a 4 versus 3. So it's very important that Karrigan took the aggressive option in that moment, really showing you that despite FaZe being up against everything, their decision-making is not to be put to question just yet.
2 of the AKs taken away from FaZe Clan. And that you never know, that might make the difference. That M4 will need 2 taps rather than the 1 of the AK. Smokes around the party area, and it seems that FaZe may try to make a play here, or perhaps they are expectant of a fast Cloud9. Stewie with a great shot to Karrigan, and that leaves Rain exposed around the smoke. He's got to stand in it, but it's not going to last very long. He's got the bomb for a few seconds, but he's got 5 HP, and they're coming for him. He's got a pre-fire, but he can't do anything else. 3 FaZe Clan members remain, 1 on B, 2 on A. Guardian probably has to make something work here. It's Olofmeister moving around the toilets, though.
Yeah, this is so huge for Cloud9. An amount advantage of 4v3, well over a minute on the clock. This allows them to take a lot of time to hit a site, also allows them a lot of time to get more information. And FaZe are in a spot where they may feel like, okay, we should make an aggressive play. We need to get info, we need to know where they're going to hit so we can set up before it actually reaches the bomb site. And right now, the most forward player that they have is Olofmeister towards the bathrooms. And at the moment, Tarek is there keeping an eye on it. So there doesn't really seem to be any way out of this situation except Nico going massive with this M4. That's the only way out for FaZe.
This looks like it is going to be very painful indeed. The creep is there, the crab walk. Nico with 2, it was 3, that's absolutely absurd. That's tremendous from Nico. Exactly what they needed. How on earth has FaZe won that round?
That was such a sick read from Nico. You could actually see his positioning was perfect in that moment. He takes exactly the right angle to just see the crouch players moving along. He's got an angle to deal with short as well. Absolute masterclass, great read of the game, and incredible execution. You can't ask for better than that. And you can see how horrible, how frustrating that is for Cloud9. A round that they surely thought in the back of their minds they had won.
Pistols again for the Cloud9 side. 1 round. One round, Cloud9. FaZe. And again, as Dan said, even if FaZe are to lose this, you could argue that this is a warm-up for the last map. And you don't want a FaZe clan coming in hot. Skadoodle and Rush, last 2. 1 player taken down, but again, it's all about the rounds at this point. Unless they do kill 3-4 players, these kills are inconsequential. It's all about the rounds. Cloud9 on to their next buy. They've got $5,000 to $7,000. They've pretty much got everything they want. The buy's on the T side, cheaper than the CT side. And they're on their 3rd tactical timeout.
And again, it's sort of what the position I talked about before for FaZe. You know, they're just grinding out rounds. They have already a map in the bag to fall back on. If they lose this, they have Inferno to go to. As the analyst said, it's a great map for FaZe. They can have great confidence if it does go there that they'll close it on the third map. So they are just grinding stuff out. Every time we see a shot of them in the booth, we see that they are very confident. They're looking very calm. They're in the flow of things. Their game is really working at the moment. It's actually Cloud9 who are now very frustrated. And as I said, when it gets to 10, 15, and you're a mere 5 rounds away, that's when Cloud9 start to think in the back of their minds that their opponents are getting a little bit too close for comfort.
Right then. Where are the Cloud9 fans? I think these people want to see a third map in this grand final. I know I'd love to see that. Rain and Karrigan being very active in this round. They've made their way through the toilets. They've made their way towards A long. So Cloud9 have a timing. They have a window of opportunity, but they are playing static. They are waiting. 3 people in connector, including the bomb. And will there be a pop flash towards short B? Well, the boost has gone anyway, so it doesn't matter. FaZe seem to have an inkling of some timing. This could get really weird now. Rain is in the playground position, and the players are moving up the connector.
it wasn't pretty.
No, yeah, that ending was filthy. Every round on T side was just a total grind. They lost pistol. They got that first gun round when they boosted Stewie and Swamp. They roll out into B, but by the time they're literally in the site, all 5 FaZe members are there before they ever even enter the bomb site, which is the craziest, most hectic round ever. The second round they got was that, I think that Skadoodle 1-on-2, and then that last round where Tarek pushes through the bank smoke, just disgusting. It was literally, it was filthy.
Absolutely, and I think it's not just a fact. When you look at Cloud9, starting on the CT side, it was very important for them to get off to a good start after allowing that comeback to happen from FaZe on map 1. And you know, when it comes to FaZe, they did have a very slow start. Some of the individuals, Nico, a very, very quiet final from him in general so far. It doesn't seem like he's phased by it though. You can tell by that last round on the first half, he's still going for his one-taps. He isn't panicking or anything. I just think he's being a bit unlucky in some of the rounds in addition to that, but they will definitely need him to wake up for that decider.
Yeah, Jason, let's talk some more about Skadoodle.
Yeah.
What a final he's having.
No, he's loving it. He's living the dream right now. He's one of America's favorite stars over the years as well, and it's great to see him performing at this level. And the clutches, this is one thing that he's been known for as an offer as well. Great with the AWP, but one of those guys who's not you know, he's not a liability when he has a rifle, when he has an AK, when he has an M4, and he's great in clutch situations. Obviously, he's not feeling the pressure, and he's been solid for this team. And I mean, you have to say that across the board for C9. Outside of Stewie's underperformance on game 1, this is just a very solid lineup. Everyone just performing admirably. No one is going super crazy. Skadoodle's had some of his rounds, but this is a well-rounded performance from C9.
I think a huge round in the first half was when FaZe tried to execute a full-on B strat with a lot of smokes, Molotovs and everything, and that's when they got automatic got an entry kill early on, and that's the way you need to play against double op. And because they lost that round so convincingly, they didn't go back to it for the rest of the game. And with those double ops, Cloud9 was able to get a lot of picks early on in rounds, and FaZe just couldn't find an answer for it.
Yeah, and FaZe were flat overall as a team, but one man who played out of his mind, Guardian, you know, he's been here before. He's been in finals. He's let him slip. He's playing like a man possessed right now. Especially
because, I mean, remember the last time Guardian was in a final, that was MLG Columbus, and that was where he had his injury, so he couldn't even play at his full level. He carried FaZe through the first stretch of this map. Without him, they would have barely put any rounds on the T side, and you can see him, I mean, looking up at the map, just was the off, just holding the angles, just kind of glancing at where someone's going to come next. He's trying to prevent anyone from getting a good angle for the retake, and that is a dirty, dirty flick. You can see how fast he glances up when he sees the pixels.
Yeah, and when he plays like this, it's so hard to play against him, but Cloud9 was somehow finding a way to do it. I mean, I gotta say, you can't fault Guardian here.
The first guy you probably ever saw it from was JW, right? He would go for an aggressive peek, aggressive re-peek. You would know he's going to do it, and still you couldn't stop him. That's the feeling you have playing against Guardian right now. He's so aggressive in his peaks, but he's hitting everything, and those are some tough flicks and tough shots to hit, so he really needs some help from his teammates because he has been playing out of his mind so far.
Yeah, and speaking of his teammates, you can see him constantly glancing at radar as he gets kills, as he takes engagements, as he moves around the map. He's constantly repositioning, but he's playing to his teammates the whole time.
Yeah, and that was getting technical, powered by Alienware there with the Tobii eye tracking technology. And we're going to talk some more on the desk about the deciding map in just a moment. But Smix has been on the sidelines. She's been talking to the FaZe coach.
Yeah, thank you very much, Richard. Just as it happened earlier, I was able to catch Robin from FaZe. I asked him overall what happened with that map, as we all know, Overpass is traditionally a really good map for FaZe, and he just said they had a really bad start, a lot of missed clutches that should have gone in their favor. Cloud9 just got too much momentum going, and he said it just took too long for them to get back into the game. I was curious as to whether the members were tilting at all, as we saw with Yenko mentioning it. Nico was a little bit quiet earlier in the match, but luckily he said the team is still feeling really good. They're feeling really confident headed into Inferno, just as it was with Valens. They expected that to be the third map, so they're feeling really good headed into it.
Well, thanks a lot, Sue. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I know FaZe are the dream team. I know they're the all-stars. I know they're the most experienced players here. Been there, seen it, done it, bought the T-shirts. But they're human, believe it or not. And as a result, they've got emotions going on. Everyone has a story going here. Olaf chasing that three-peat, wants to get that three majors that his old teammates. Guardian, been in finals, never done it before. You know, there's so many stories. Nico, so much hype to live up to. These guys, it's going to be in their heads too.
I mean, this is why when you look at those stats of the head-to-head matchup between these teams leading into the event, how FaZe dominated it, when you look at Overpass and say, clearly this should be a map for FaZe, these things don't exist in a vacuum. You can't just look at those and say nothing's going to change. First of all, this is a better Cloud9 than we've seen at any point throughout the last year. Second of all, you can see Nico having a tough game. You can see Stewie having a tough game. The nerves, the pressure that you put on yourself, it's all factoring in right now. And here's the thing. FaZe, if they want to win this trophy, they cannot get out to a slow start on this third map. That's twice now they've started down 1-8, and you're not going to get too many comebacks no matter how good your players are.
And Sean, we're really heading into the unknown here. You saw it on your screens. They've never met on this map before. You know, it's wide open.
Yeah, I think that's a very good matchup too, because they both play similar styles. They both play aggressive on their defaults, and they like getting banana control a lot as T, but with minimal amount of players. They both have fast strats for the B site as well as A executes. They're actually very, very similar on this map.
Danko.
And I think considering Nico has had a quiet final, he is one of the most important players for FaZe on this map because he holds the B bomb site. He sees a lot of action in banana, and he's playing it with Kerrigan. And you know, Kerrigan, even on the best of his games, he's not going to be able to hold that bomb site or do the brunt of the work by himself. So it's going to be down to Nico to step up his game and show why he is considered to be one of the best players in the world.
And I'll throw this question open to all of you. You know, Kerrigan, will he have been expecting Inferno to come up here? Will he be prepared on this map?
I think so, because I think as well, I mean, they took Train away from Cloud9 in that last process, so I mean, throwing it up to kind of see what happens, I think you have to expect Inferno. Cloud9's been willing to play it. They look good on it. They had a good game just yesterday, so Inferno's a map where they have to have had something prepared. The question is, how much are they? Because I mean, you talked to Sue, and Sue talked to Cloud9's coach. I mean, he mentioned they knew Overpass was coming. They prepared, and obviously it looked great. Kerrigan hopefully did much the same.
Right, so guys, this is it. Yanko, you got a chance. You can switch.
Do it.
You know me better than that, Richard.
Do it,
I'm sticking with my prediction. I think FaZe will compose themselves and close it out 2-1.
And you guys are confident we're going to be seeing a Cloud9 win.
You already know, baby. Let's go!
Yeah.
Yep, this crowd's not going to be quiet for this one. Cloud9's taking it.
All right, guys, we're going to break. When we come back, we are going to crown our ELEAGUE major champions. Will it be FaZe? Will it be Cloud9? We're going to find out after the break.